Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. Our next guests are making the lives of stray and feral cats better, one kitty at a time. They are the Bronx Tails Cat Rescue, a nonprofit charitable organization dedicated to providing medical care for sick and injured feral cats and rescuing friendly strays for adoption to forever homes. With services such as trap, neuter, return, and fostering, they aim to address colonized communities and stray cat populations while providing safe medical treatment and, most importantly, love and connection. And joining us to share more, we welcome Bronx Tails Cat Rescue Adoption and Foster Coordinators, Susan Schroeder and Britt Adams, along with some of their furry friends. Welcome.
Thank
you
you
for having us.
Oh, thank you for being here, and thank you for the wonderful work you've chosen to dedicate yourselves to. I mean, I understand that this started out as a volunteer basis. Oh no!
Well, easy,
Let's be
Clara.
We have a
nice.
diva. I
We have
don't
a
know what to
diva.
tell you.
Diva.
The baby, oh
Diva.
baby,
She
baby.
is a calico.
Here, let's trade off. I'll hold her so the calico can be,
Okay,
our
so she
diva.
can be the star, right?
can be
And
the
this one is
star.
called Clara, right?
Yes, yes.
Clara. So I had started to ask
Yeah, before the dust
before
up.
Clara was like, "Hey, you're shining, you're stepping into my light." That you actually started off as a volunteer basis, right?
We are all volunteer basis.
You're still
even
volunteer,
to this day,
even though it's not for
all-
profit.
Even though it's non-for-profit, any donation, any funding goes straight to the cats. There's no administrative costs, and everybody working for the group are all volunteers.
So
Okay.
I was reading a little bit about your history and how
Okay.
you actually started doing this independently and invested in a home to then create like a shelter in the basement so that you can heal them once you get them neutered and then send them back out. So let's just walk our viewers through what I guess it is that inspired you to take on this responsibility and why it's so important and why you continue to do it.
Yeah. Well, the founder of our group, a woman named Jamie Lehman, is the one that sort of started it. And we were a ragtag group of trappers, feeders, volunteers, all through the Bronx. I think each of us probably has our
I'm
own.
gonna trade you.
They were being so
They're-
well off camera.
They were. It's okay,
You know,
but
they're live
Clara's
animals.
like, I want all the attention. Who's this?
This is Cooper. He's a 3-year-old adult male. He's also an FIV positive kitty, positively fabulous, we say. But yeah, I think each one of our volunteers came to the group probably by being touched by a cat they found in the community, whether that was, someone they found in the yard or walking down the street. We all, reached out for help. There's very few resources in the Bronx. So I think by coming together, we were able to be stronger and help more cats. And grow the group to what it has become now. Although we are still on the smaller side for
Okay, so
for a rescue
what
group.
is the group now?
Oh gosh, how many volunteers?
Yes.
I would say we probably have 20 to 30 volunteers that are trapping and actively working in rescue, and then caretaking for the cats that are in our recovery room in the Bronx. But we do have a foster network that's much bigger. So. We don't have a large physical shelter. We have enough room to intake about 20 cats at a time. So we bring them in and address their immediate medical needs.
Okay, now walk us through
Yeah.
this fostering,
Yep.
right? Because that's almost like a temporary care.
Absolutely, it is. So we are a foster-based organization.
Right, and
yeah.
I want to know how you're able to identify which ones can go into foster and which ones you send back to where you pick them up.
Oh, well, that's usually pretty clear. They make it pretty clear. So
The cats make
the
it clear.
cats make it very
Who's
clear.
the cat whisperer here?
Well, he's the friendly cat whisperer. But yes, the group started doing TNR, which is trap, neuter, return. And so that was a lot of the community cats that are considered feral, and they're not domesticated. So they're not the type of cat that even would like to be adopted. They prefer to stay in their colonies. But We do want to get them spayed and neutered so that they're not making more kitties, and getting them vaccinated to keep them healthy. And so that's what Trap, Neuter, Return is about. And that is definitely where the roots of the group were. But now, these days, I would say we intake more friendly cats than feral cats. There's a huge issue with pet population, with people dumping friendly cats because they don't have affordable access to spay and neuter. So when the cats reach sexual maturity, they start howling, spraying in the house. And that's very difficult. You know, with private veterinary care, spay and neuter can be really, really expensive. And a lot of average people can't afford that. And so they feel they have no alternative but to release their cats onto the street. And unfortunately, that's where we step in a lot. You know, we find these friendly cats who are not equipped to be living on the streets, have no experience finding food. They get very beat up. And so we see ourselves bringing in a lot more friendly cats than we used to.
Interesting. I noticed that you also save injured cats as well.
All the time.
Right. So how many altogether does a rotation look like? And I'm trying to visualize what that must look like, because you're not necessarily a shelter, but you do have permanent residents there, right? And then you also offer these foster arrangements. And so if you're offering the foster arrangements, what does that look like? Do they come back? And how do you qualify individuals to serve in that capacity?
Yeah, so we have about 20 that are in the recovery room in the Bronx in the facility at any given time. And we're addressing some of those injuries. I would say every cat comes to us at a bare minimum with like an upper respiratory infection or an infected eye. They all need to be spayed and neutered and vaccinated. But as soon as they're healthy enough to kind of get out of their crates and stretch their legs, we work to move them into foster homes. We have a network. At any given time, I would say we have 50 to 100 cats in foster homes. So it's quite a few. And we have fosters that have been working with us for many, many years. And we are always looking for new fosters.
I'll take that one. The one that wants to come out. I'm like, I'll
This
take
is
the one
Teddy.
that wants to. Hi, Teddy. Hi, Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy's like, I don't want to be inside.
Teddy's another great example. There's a lot of cats giving birth on the streets these days. And so we take in a lot of kittens as well. So Teddy and his brothers are about 7 to 8 weeks old at this point. Cats usually wean from their moms around 4 to 5 weeks. We recommend leaving cats with their moms up until that point. But yeah, so kittens are big intake, and we ask our fosters to do anywhere from 2 to 4 kittens at a time. We keep the kittens in pairs, but if you're fostering an adult cat here like Cooper, we have a lot of very friendly solo adult cats that need fostering. We do have an application that you can find on our website. It's a pretty easy, quick process. I'm usually the person that actually you'll hear from. I reach out to the fosters, hear more about their living situation, the type of cats they're looking for, if there's other pets in the home, and then we play a little bit of matchmaker, both on the fostering side and the adoption side. All cats have personalities,
Right.
Which surprises some people. So we like to make a good match for the home. But we're constantly, I would say our biggest need as a rescue group is more foster space, because that enables us to get a cat out of the rescue room, out of the crate, into a home, and take another cat off the street.
Right.
So it's really crucial.
And I think it's a wonderful arrangement. That's why I keep bringing it up. This one likes me.
He likes you.
Yeah, I could see. He's like chilling. Because here's the thing. It's like a temporary situation where each can acclimate to each other and or not.
Well, and we get to learn their personalities, so it helps us make better adoption matches. It gives the fosters help take photos of these cats for their profiles on Pet Finder, for social media. And some people think, oh, I could never foster, I could never give the cat up. The first cats I fostered, I was crying so badly when I got home that people thought my husband had died. And I was like, no, I just had to give up my foster kittens. But once you see that they're going to these wonderful homes, and you see how rewarding it is, and you see how many lives you can touch and how many cats you can help, and adopters love to stay in touch with the foster parent, so it can be a really lasting relationship between the people, between the cats. You realize that you're really kind of a stepping stone to them for their forever home. And it's very rewarding. I'm not going to say it's not hard the first time you give up a foster, right? On the emotional side. But we try to bring you another cat right away to keep your mind off of it. Nothing self-serving about that.
And so before we go,
Yes.
what time frame do you offer in fostering?
Yeah. So, I mean, ideally, we like people to commit to a month. People often ask me, how long does it take a cat to get adopted? It's very hard to say. Some will get adopted in a matter of weeks. Some of the stereotypes are true that, for example, black adult cats have a harder time getting adopted, so they might stay in the foster home longer. A cat like Cooper, who's FIV positive, takes a little longer to get adopted. But a month is the minimum commitment that we look for.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is your husband?
It
here?
is my husband.
The cat
The
whisperer.
cat whisperer.
Who just stands on the sideline.
I'm
and looks good.
logistics. He's the cat whisperer. He does a lot of socializing for our rescue group. So sometimes we get
What?
there you go, cats that are on
What
the
was
edge,
that
right?
for?
Whether they should stay and become adoptable animals, or if they want to go back to their colonies. And he's very good at, getting that one-on-one time in with the cats.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Both of you have calm spirits, and I'm sure the cats have a lot to do with that.
We do. They're very, it's very cathartic. It's very healthy. Gives you purpose.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you.
It really
Especially
does.
when they
Really so.
surround you when you sleep and they just purr you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, mine is getting a little fidgety, and I understand.
Well, they're young. Little ones have
They've been
energy.
waiting for their camera shots, and it's time for us to basically invite you guys to possibly adopt,
Foster and adopt.
right? Once again, we want to thank Susan Schroeder and Britt Adams, Bronx Tails Cat Rescue Adoption and Foster Coordinators. And once again, for more information on how to support and again, perhaps adopt a kitty of your own, visit bronxtails.org. That is all the time we have, mi gente. I know this kitty segment, I don't want it to end either, pero we got to go because our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.